Okay, welcome to the second lesson. I hope you've been practicing the names of the notes on the first, second, and third string, and I hope you remember how to read the notes on the score. So let's just do a quick recap of last week's lesson, just so we're all on the same page. Third string, we have two notes. Okay, so this is the third string, and we have G on the open string, and we have A on the second string, second fret, I mean. And on the second string, okay, we have B, we have C, and we have D on the third fret. And on the first string, we have three notes as well. We have E on the open string, we have F on the first fret, and G on the third fret, and also we have the high A. Okay, and on the score, okay, let's just look out at the top left, at the bottom left, I mean the left side, yeah. Remember, on the staff, the notes will be written on either the lines or the spaces. Okay, and you have to know whether it is a note, a space note, or a line note. So this first note over here is a space note. It's on the second space, and it is the A note. So it's A over here. Alright, and the next note is a line note. It's on the third line, so that's the B. Second string open, right? And the next note is a space note. It's a third space, so you can count space number 3, and that's a C. That's on the first fret. Okay, and next you have the line note on the fourth line. That is a D note on the third string, I mean the second string, third fret. And we have an A. The next note is on the fourth space. That's an E. So that's the open string, first string. And we have F on that line. And the next one is G. That's all the way at the top. And the high A is right over here. Okay, so if you are still not sure of the names of the notes, I suggest you just pause the video first and review last week's lesson, and just be sure of this, because we're going to use all of these notes today to play the song Canon. Okay, so if you look at the left hand side here, I'm going to remove the icons. Alright, so if you look at the left hand side, you'll see that I have the score for Canon written there. So let me just write the title here. Canon in C. So this is the song that we'll be trying today. And oops, okay, let's just look at the score a little bit, and let's just try to read through the notes together. Okay, so all these notes are white notes. Okay, that means the notes are 4 counts each. That means when you play the note, you have to count 4 counts before you go to the next note. And then you see this next note on part number 2 here, this white circle with a line. So that's a 2-beat note, so each note will last for 2 beats. Okay. Okay, let me just slow down the tempo for this, and we can try together. Give me a sec. So I'll slow down the tempo to about 60 beats per minute. Okay, so let's look through. Let's just listen to it first. I'll play along. There's a C and a G. next go A, and then we go to E, and F, and we go to a C, and then we go to an F, and we go to a G. Okay, and the next one is 2 beats each. Sorry. And a G. And we go to A. And E. Go to an F. And go to a C. And go to an F. And go to a G. And C, and G, and F, and E, and C, and E, and A, and C, and G, high A, and G, and F. And that is the end of the song. Okay, so now let's look through the notes one at a time, and we just try to figure out what these notes are, and then we'll continue with practice. So the first note over there, what is that note? Okay, so that note is think of whether it's a space note or a line note. Okay, maybe I will turn on the icon again. And I'm going to just give me a sec, put this at the side so we can see the entire song. Yeah. Okay, so the first note, let's just take a look. That is a space note, and it's on the third space, right? The third space, you count the space from the bottom up, so that's a C note. So the C note on the guitar is the second string, first fret. Okay, and it's 4 beats, so when you play it, you gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go to the next note. So the next note is a line note all the way up, a space note all the way up. So remember, it's not written on the guide over there, but remember from the last lesson that that's a G note. So it's the first string, third fret. Right, and it's another 4 counts. 2, 3, 4. So when you play from the first note, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4. And then we go to the next note. The next note is a second space note, and that's an A. So the A is on the third string, second fret over here. Okay. And remember, on your right hand, you want to walk. And keep your thumb rested on the last string over there. Next note is a space note, and it's all the way at the end on the last space, so that's an E. Okay, the E is on the first string, open. Okay. And the next note is a line note. Okay, it's the last line over there, so that's an F note, first string, first fret. And the next note, try to remember, okay, we used this note before. This is the third space, okay, and that is the, what note is that? It's the C note, so it's on the second string, first fret. Right? And we're going to move on to this note. This is the line note, and what is that note? That's the F note, so it's the first string, first fret. And the last note is the Remember that note that's not written in the score over there, but we know that that's the G note. Okay, so these are all whole notes. Okay, there are 4 beats per note. So when you play that entire section from the start, you gotta count 4 counts for each note. So I'll play 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll slow it down and we'll play with the song. Try to play along with me if you can. I'm gonna slow it down to 40 beats and we'll try. 3 and 4. Get ready, the first note is C. 2, 3. Get ready for the next note, the G note, and the next note is the A note, and 4 and what's the next note? Quickly look and think. That's the E note, and the next note is the F note, first string, first fret, and the next note is the C note, second string, first fret. That next note is a F note, first string, first fret, and that last note, remember that high one, is a G. And alright, good. Now let's move on to part 2. So if you notice, part 2, the notes it looks a little bit different. Okay, so these are circles with lines on them. Okay, so these are half beat notes. So that means the notes last for 2 beats. So every 2 counts you have to change the note. And let's just look through the notes first. So these first 2 notes are the same notes, and they are both space notes, right? So third space, what is the name of that note? That is the C note. So that's the second string, first fret. Okay, and the next note is that high note. So remember that high note is the G note, right, on the first string, third fret. And we go on to the next note, is the space note on the second space. So that's the A note. Okay, wait, maybe I should lower this down just by a little bit so you can see. Names of the notes. Okay. Alright, and what is the next note? That is the space note, the last space, so that's an E, first string. And the next note is line note, that last line, that's a F note. And next one is a space note on the third space, that's a C. So C is on the second string, first fret. And the next one is a line note, that last line is back to F again. And that last one is G. Okay, so remember, on this hand you gotta walk and rest your thumb on the last string, and since there are 2 notes on each bar, we'll just do 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Alright, so we'll walk. Let's try from bar part number 2. So I'm gonna count in. Get ready, your first note, the C note over here, and let's go. 2. So remember, each note is 2 beats. So and 2 and 2. Next is G, and 2 and next is A, and 2 and next is E, and 2 and next is F, and 2, and remember to walk your fingers on your right, and C, and 2 and and back to F, and 2, and the last one is G, and 2, and great. Okay, and now let's go to part 3. So for part 3, I'm not going to tell you the names of the notes. I want you to pause the video for the next 2 minutes, okay, and just write down the notes on your own. Alright, and this will also be part of the homework that you have to do, which is to just write down the names of all the notes that are on this score here. Okay, and once you've written it down, try to play it. So all these notes are 2 beats long, right? They are half notes. And now I'm just going to play the song from the start to the finish again. And after you've done with writing the notes and practicing part 3, you can play along with me. Alright, so feel free to just stop the video now and do a little bit of your practice first. And once you've practiced and you're certain and sure, you can continue the video. Okay, but for now I'll just play from the start. Remember to walk your fingers, and remember to use one finger for each fret. That means that if it's on the first fret, you use your pointer, second fret use your middle, third fret use your ring finger. So your pointer finger shouldn't be going over here. Try to stick it on one fret. Keep your thumb behind. Okay, I'll play from the start. Four counts. 3, 4. Next note. Okay, as soon as you strum it, get ready for the next note. Look and think fast. Okay, look and think fast. Okay, look and think fast. That's an F. Okay, look and think fast. That's a C. And that's an F again. And that's a G. Okay, so this next part, we're gonna 2 fingers walk the notes. 1 and 2 and 2, and next is G. And 2 and next is C, and 2 and next is A, and 2 E, and next is an F, and 2, and next is a C, and 2, and next is an F again, and 2, and okay, and okay, for part 3 I'm gonna play, and you just see if you're playing the same as me. And 2, 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 high A, and it's a G, and last note 3, 4. Okay, good. So that's it for today's lesson. A quick lesson, but it's essential that you get to memorize the notes, okay, these notes on the first 3 strings before we move on to the next lesson. Alright, so practice, and remember to practice with the right technique. Okay, right hand especially, make sure your thumb is resting on the string, and when you pluck the notes, make sure that your finger rests on the string next to it, on top of it. So this is called a rest stroke. Okay, so my finger is always resting on the string after that, rest after that, rest. So I don't want it to be floating like that. Okay, not for now, just rest. And your thumb should be resting on this. Don't keep it up like that. Okay, then it's not stable. Okay, your notes will be a little bit unclear. Rest and rest. Okay, so practice this, and at the end of your practice, do a recording of the video of yourself playing and submit it into the respective folders. Okay, and yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you on the next lesson. So yep, enjoy your practice.